Sorry, so that means there's going to be 4 uploads. I forgot to turn my phone off. And, it was just going to keep ringing and ringing and ringing. That was the True Value down the street, who's now saying that my tractor is ready. I think Sarah may have seen me driving my tractor. It's a John Deere. It's fabulous. It's like having a go-kart that goes 4.5 miles an hour. But anyway, back to this. Cather, let's see, was chagrined. Cather was chagrined by her own self-projection via Fremsted into Taya, and had proved less than a successful hybrid, so said Greenslet. A mixture, as one critic observes, of wish fulfillment, hero worship, and perhaps worst of all, self-exposure. So we do see a lot of autobiographical details in Taya. Taya Kronberg, of course, struggles with an artistic problem very similar to Willa Cather's. She, too, must learn to traverse the break in the voice, the shift between registers, which in every singer's greatest vulnerability. Vulnerability, however, can be an enormously appealing quality in a singer, and some fans value the break in the voice as an exciting listening experience, a dangerous, even erotic moment. So there's something very compelling to Cather in Olive Fremsted's voice, her art, her being able to break, fly above the artistic structure. But it is also a sign of a very gifted writer's daring, her willingness to take risks, and that, of course, only adds to the novel's seductive power. I have completely lost track of how much time I've taken up. I don't even know. This is a review of The Song of the Lark. We are always interested in what the contemporary response is. This was an anonymous review published in December of 1915. It seems a far journey back to the rare imaginative quality of O Pioneers, the story by Ms. Cather of young life in the Nebraska prairie with its beautiful and tragic denouement. O Pioneers had a warm unity of tone, a youthful wistfulness that made it appealing. One could scarcely believe it was not the work of a white writer who was going to do great things in that imaginative realism, which our current American fiction still so stupidly lacks. The appearance of a dramatic imagination in any form in this country is something to make us all drop our work and run to see. This is a Song of the Lark. It is a thing to keep straining our eyes for. It is difficult from The Song of the Lark to reconstruct the lyric preface to the former book, The Prairie Spring. I'm not even sure where I went with that. Let's see. But Taya Kronberg sees the picture in the Chicago Art Museum, feels that it is her picture. The flat country, the early morning light, the wet fields, and the look in the girl's heavy face were all hers. But never again does either Ms. Cather or Taya think of the picture, and the imagination simply refuses to relate the tense and golden Taya, ambitious, quiet, and a little fierce, to the placid, thickly knit girl of the Bretons' popular canvas. That was the picture. I thought it was interesting that she's described as having a heavy face. She's clearly a worker. And And let's see, this article is entitled "The Lyric Artist" by Richard Giannoni, something like that. It's reprinted the University of Nebraska Press and was published in 1968. Of the three American singers about whom Willa Cather wrote appreciatively while they reigned during the Metropolitan Opera's golden age, one commands her total favor. Louise Homer, a contralto born in Pittsburgh, famous for her Orpheus, had power and persuasion, but she had set for herself no goal that would break her heart to lose. It is Olive Fremsted, the Swedish-born Wagnerian soprano who was reared in Minnesota. She overreached for the one and dug for the other. Her voice could accommodate both intentions. She was Willa Cather's artiste par excellence. Powerful, passionate, daring, and intellectual. And I'm making quite a bit about the autobiographical elements in the development of Taya, because it's also a representation of the development of an artist in Cather. Just going to write myself a note here. See. I think that may be the gist of what I have. Oh, here's something. What I have for you. Let's see. There's also a discussion about the association of art with religious or spiritual discipline was hardly new to Cather. As we have seen, she had adopted the romantic view of the artist as mediator between human and divine realms as early as her teens. So this is the role of the artist. It's somewhere between the human and the divine. And the artist is the go-between, the mediator. In her youthful arts reviews, she insisted repeatedly that the artist had a sober responsibility to a higher calling, proclaiming in 1895 that only the veil and the cloister could keep the priesthood of art untainted from the world. It's an interesting analogy. Given these convictions, it is not surprising that she was attracted to the music of the most influential romantic artist of his century, Richard Wagner. So, as I said, I'm making quite a deal about her biography and the characterizations of the place, the position that the artist plays in the world. And if you were with me when we did Portrait of an Artist, it's the same kind of thing. This Joyce was a little more tortured, I suppose, than Cather was, but Cather was most determinedly committed to herself as an artist. So that's what I have for you today. As I said, I've lost track of the timing of this. Remember, we started out last time. I started out last time making a couple of errors in how to download and upload and this and that. So there are going to be 4 different uploads, and I'm sorry. I'm just not as smooth as I was at the end of last semester, but I'll get better. So that's all I have for you. Next week we will start looking at the text itself, and we will make our way through it. What have I got here? Oh, yeah. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for participating in this COVID class. As I said early on, it's nice that we no longer have to worry about snow days and that kind of thing. We do have to worry about my phone ringing inappropriately, but I'm sure you're all relieved that my tractor is ready to be picked up. I can't pick it up. Somebody's got to bring it. Anyway, I will see you next week. I hope I have covered enough today. As I said, everything with being a teacher is always in the timing of it, and I'm not sure where I am in the timing of this. So anyway, have a good week, and look for 4 YouTubes on this. I'll try to make it so that they're in some sort of chronological order. Have a good week, and I will see you next week. Thanks for coming.